back to Local Decision Coverage. I'm Rusty Ray. We're joined today by a candidate for mayor of Blaine, Tim Sanders. Tim, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Rusty. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Not a stranger to this process in some regards, right?
No, not at all. I've been on this platform a few times.
And what's different this time? It is seeking a different office, but is it a different way to approach it in terms of meeting people, talking to people, hearing from people?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this campaign season is completely different, just with the COVID restrictions that are in place. The methodology is changing a little bit, and the world has changed since I last was in office or campaigned for office. It's been 4 years since I retired from the Minnesota House, and so yeah, the world's changed a little bit. The platforms are a little bit different, more expansive, and more readily used. And there's just methodologies that have to be used this time, compared to the past. But it's been great. It's going very well. I think the people of Blaine are looking to be informed. They're looking for great experience to see who's going to replace Mayor Ryan, who has served the community so faithfully for so long. And so a lot of that institutional knowledge is leaving City Hall. And so having some experience, I think, is really important, and the people of Blaine are looking for that.
Is that what this boils down to for you, is your experience and that opportunity with a change with that coming for the place where you live and have your family and have raised your family and things?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I've been a Blaine resident for almost 18 years now, and my wife and I, we've raised all of our kids in the city of Blaine, and really care passionately about this community, where it is now, and what we feel like the potential is for the city. And so, this was a decision, like, as we were contemplating through it and weighing the decision on whether or not to run, if it was right for the city, right for us, right for our family, our love for the city and what it can be, and the spot that we're at in life really proved to be a really good time and really good opportunity for us to step forward and see if the people of Blaine agree that, we should help be a part of the team to help lead Blaine forward.
What about specific issues? Is there anything that comes right up to the front that you want to talk about, or that you are thinking about and not running on necessarily, but is there anything specific in regards to the city of Blaine that you want to address?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, when you are the mayor of Blaine, you're responsible, you carry the burden for the totality of the city and what happens in every aspect of the city and every corner of the city. With that being said, I think our transportation infrastructure, our transportation grid, what we're going to do to alleviate the pain and pressure of Highway 65 is something that does affect every single Blaine resident and affects our impact and our standing in the North Metro and in the Twin Cities. And so, I'm looking at leveraging my experience in the State House, understanding the state process, my relationships with the federal government, and understanding that this is now a situation that requires a solution that's going to require the county to be involved, the state and the federal government, because the road is so important, it's so critical, and the project will be so massive that it's really going to require everyone to come to the table to get the right solution, but to get the results quickly. Blaine grew so fast, that we're too populous for the roadway right now. And so, it's a safety issue. It's a human issue. We have to take care of our people. We have to have an efficient, effective roadway, and we can't do it at the expense of our residential streets either. And so, we need a solution for that in order for Blaine to reach its full potential. We really do. And economic development is a really big deal in Blaine. You talk to a lot of residents, and they're still just not quite seeing the amenities that they would like to see. And so, I'm really looking forward to being aggressive and pursuing, more shopping and restaurants and really helping bring those amenities home that the residents of Blaine are looking for. And frankly, with all of the attractions that we do have in Blaine, where people can come to our city, to really capture those people while they're in our city and have them enjoy our community as well.
Do you think there's also room in terms of economic development for more industrial and to build the tax base also through larger investments in larger properties where there's room and where the zoning and all of that, of course, is appropriate?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm for business that makes sense in Blaine. Blaine has been home to, I think, a great industrial base so far, and certainly open to those projects, like you said, where zoning and where room makes sense in the community. Absolutely. They bring great paying jobs and they provide vital services. And anytime we as a community can actually make something that we can sell, that we can move on, that impacts positively our community.
Where do you see the city with its COVID response so far? A lot of decisions have come down, and whether it's parks or whether it's availability of City Hall, which is now open for appointments and things like that. But there's also more decisions that will have to be made here even before the general election happens. Where do you see the city's COVID response, and what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think with most elected officials, I think right out of the gate, I think almost everyone did the best job they could with the information that they had. And I will commend the mayor and the city for making, I think, mostly the right decisions so far. It's a very difficult issue. It's uncharted territory for elected officials. Nobody wants anyone to get sick. At the same time, we have to live and we have to work, and our kids need to be in school. And so how do we do those things, and how do we do them safely? Those are decisions that will continually be vetted and decisions that will have to be made. But I think the city's done a decent job so far. I think they're trying to push the envelope as much as they can and making sure that restaurants and local businesses can be open and operate safely. And I think that's what we need to do right now, is how can we live our lives as normal as possible while obviously keeping ourselves and those we love and those that are vulnerable safe.
Could that mean going in maybe above what the state mandates? I mean, as we sit here right now, there is no mask mandate per se from the state. That could change. Communities like Edina, Rochester, others Mankato have come through and say, yes, a mask in public places is necessary. Do you think Blaine needs to go that far with something?
I don't right now. I don't think we need to mandate that right now. I don't think the data dictates that right now. I don't think we're seeing the type of spike in the Blaine community that would warrant something like that. I think as neighbors and community members, we need to try and be respectful of other people, especially those that are vulnerable. Places and businesses and folks that ask you to wear a mask, I think we should be respectful, but at the same time, government mandating that, I think is a little bit beyond the scope of where we should be right now. And, if I'm around a vulnerable person, I want to help protect them as well. And so I think our community is so great, our people are so great, that I think we'll continue to do the right thing and think of others and put our best foot forward.
You spoke of amenities a few moments ago, and you were speaking, I believe, in terms of retail, shopping, and other things that get people out of their homes and keep them in Blaine, spending their money in Blaine. Some of the amenities that other folks we've talked to in this week of recording these is they mentioned parks specifically, and that's coming from growing a family, raising a family, and what families want to see in their community. Do you think there's more in terms of that kind of infrastructure that can be done, or even improvements to existing city amenities, specifically parks, but anything else that can be done?
Yeah, listen, we have a park just on the street from us. It's heavily utilized. That's an important, I think, cornerstone of a community, is being able to have your kids play at the local park and have families meet up there. And it's just a great place for people to get to know their community and see their kids and their neighbors play. So I think it is important, and I think we have a strong outdoor, affiliation in Blaine anyway. We love the National Sports Center. We love Victory Links. We love the TPC, the National Sports Center in general. People want to spend time outside. As Minnesotans, man, if we can tolerate the weather, we want to be outside. And so I think that we do need to look at that. And redevelopment is really important. Some of our parks probably do need a facelift. And I know that the city already has a great Adopt a Park program that our communities we should be encouraging. And I know in our neighborhood, different blocks will take turns taking care of our local park as well. But our park went through a great facelift, great new play set and swings and all of that. Really fantastic. And so other neighborhoods should hopefully be able to enjoy that as well if the budget permits. We absolutely want our residents to be proud and feel like they're living in a place that they want to live in, that they're proud to live in Blaine, and that they have the amenities that want to keep them in the city.
What do you think the identity of Blaine is, both for those who have lived here for however long, or on a regional level. Certainly you spend time and know kind of how in the halls of the state house or state capitol it is regarded, but is there an identity for Blaine larger than with the city limits?
Yeah, I think as people get to know Blaine, I think our residents stand out. Our community, the people that live here, man, we have a great community, something to really be proud of. I think obviously as well, when you get beyond that, people know us because of the National Sports Center. They're getting to know us more and more because of the TPC and the senior tour that was here, now the 3M Open that's in Blaine as well. So we're getting more and more of that notoriety of big time. And Blaine can be a big time city. I think we're going to probably break over 70,000 residents. We're over a $30 million budget, and frankly, Blaine can stand up and act like the bigger city that it is. But we've got great, great things to offer the North Metro, and as people get to come through and experience our residents, experience our community, I think that favor and that just exceptional, people talking about Blaine will grow.
Okay. Tim Sanders, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You got it.